Alright, so today let's talk about one of the greatest sources of information in our systems, right? And one of these places are like, it's something that we overlook all the time, but it's a gold mine of information if you want to find out what your users are doing. Right now, I'm logged onto a server. This is like a production server. It's got a website called cakeside.com on it. And if you go to var log nginx, there's a gold mine of information in here. You'll see these are all the log files, basically the access logs and the error logs that are generated by, in this case, Nginx, the web server that's receiving all the requests. If you just quickly look at one of the access logs here, let's just take a peek at the first line here. You'll see that line tells us about a specific request that came into the server. You can see the IP address of the person trying to connect. You can see the UTC date and time of when that happened, the HTTP verb, in this case, get, and the resource that they were trying to access. It was robots.txt. You can also see the user agent at the very end. So you can see that in this case, looks like that first record was a bot from, it was the MSN bot indexing this website. So let's do this. Let's find out all the different bots that have hit this website recently. So let's just take a look at the access log. So the access log, in this case, you can see that it's actually using log rotate to rotate, I think in this case, about 30 plus-ish days worth of logs. So if we just look at the current access log, let's just take a look at what's happening right now. So right on the live site, the last, we've got MSN bot, Baidu, what else? Looks like someone's trying to run some PHP setup scripts. That ZMEU user agent, that looks interesting. Let's focus in on that. Let's see what we can find out about that. So if I just cat this access log again, so I'm just going to grep for all instances ZMEU. That's weird. Whoops. There's no grep command. Whoops, I must just do that. Set-odi. And we'll use our friend grep to basically search everything from the standard in. You can see this guy's been hitting us quite a bit. And let's take a look at all the different like URLs that he's trying to hit. If we just do a cut-d, cut's a utility that will actually take each individual line, and we can actually specify a delimiter. In this case, I'm going to delimit by, let's say, double quotes. And then I'm going to specify which field I want. So I'm just going to count from left to right here. You'll see 1, 2, 1, 2, it's like 3, 4, maybe 5. Let's try the 5th field here. No, that's not it. Let's go back 1. Let's go up to 6. There we go. Now I got all the user agents. Okay. Well, that's not actually what I want. I want the URL. So let's go back to 1. In fact, let's just take a look at that line again. If I just cat, let's take a look at one of these lines. Oops. What I actually want to do is maybe let's try splitting on spaces, and then I can actually just take this section right here, right there. Because what I want to focus on is each individual URL that this user agent is trying to connect to. We can find out what are the different IP addresses that this is coming from. Because you can see this is actually, in this case, looks like there's a couple of different IP addresses that's trying to hit us here. So we'll grep that. We're going to cut again. We're going to delimit based on, what did I say this time, spaces? And then let's try the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try 7. All right, there we go. So now we've got all the unique URLs. Let's see what the top one is. If I just sort this real quick. What is Woot Woot? Black Hats Romanian. Oh, that doesn't look too good. And then let's just do a unique. So we'll give it a count. In this case, the unique is just defining all the unique URLs and basically creating a count. You see the number right next to it. So that's the number of times. And then if we just sort this again, and I'll give it the -n switch so we can actually, it recognizes the leading numbers as the item to sort on, so sorting by numbers. Now this is pretty cool, but let's see how far back this has been going on. You can see that I've got a bunch of like rolled over log files that are actually gzipped. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use zcat, which is going to unzip and cat the contents of those files. And let's just do all the log files right here. Start.log, just go start.gc. We'll go access.log.star.gz. And then let's run that same command again. So we'll just go search for, what was it, ZMU? Can't where it was now. Just back up here. Go zcat access.log.gz. Let's try this. Wow, that was actually pretty fast. Now let's just take the last 10 entries. So we'll see the ones that are hitting the most. So we'll take the last 10, let's say the last 10 entries here, and let's just flip that around. Alright, so you can see my admin script setup.php. It looks like there was this setup.php vulnerability that they're trying to exploit. Next step is woot.add black hats remaining anti-sec. That's crazy. Now, one thing we could do back here is we just took the URL. We can also grab the IP address that they're coming in on. See if we can cut based on, right, F1 and F7. Let's try this. There we go. So now we've got the IP and the URL. Anyways, the point of this is your log files are a source of awesome information. And there's tons of data mining that you can do in there. In this case, I just happened to come across this interesting user agent that seems to be hitting certain known vulnerabilities. Lucky for me that this site is not a PHP site, but nonetheless, I probably want to filter out these IP addresses, and I can probably add them to my drop list in my Nginx configuration. Maybe we can talk about that next time. That's all for now.